Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arsene and Lupin's route in Chapter 13, the grand finale route of Code Realize. and this is what I had to cut out in the last episode because it's just nonstop running. A high-pitched noise rings throughout the ship. The entire ship shakes from time to time in small bursts between the sounds, and I hear explosions going off in the distance. Is that sound an alarm warning us of the ship's destruction? Or is it going off because I have escaped Isaac's clutches? All I know is that the shrill sound is robbing me of my composure. I know I talked a lot about the apostle that I know of that I thought was in Saint Germain's route, that I thought was also in Lupin's route. I'm thinking it's in like an after story of Finis. I don't know if I think I said this in the last episode and then cut it out. But yeah, I can't think. I mean, it's the last chapter. He can't possibly arrive now. There's no place left for him. So I guess he's in the fan disc, either in Lupin's, Saint Germain's, or Finis's. I think he's in Finis's route because I remember a confrontation with Finis, but I guess we'll figure that out when we play through the fan disc. Gasp! She's panting, running really hard. I've desperately tried to keep up with Lupin as he runs, but now I'm reaching my limit. Nausea and dizziness, headache and chills. The horologium is heating up and my vision starts to blur. I already know what CG I'm going to use for this episode because I know what CG it is. It's in the song as well, so I guess spoilers there. Lupin looks at me with concern and I shake my head silently in response. It's alright, I'm fine. He continues to stare at me as I take ragged, shallow breaths. Just pick her up. It's fine. He quickly lifts me into his arms. There you go. Lupin, you won't be able to run fast carrying me. You'll get caught too.
泥棒紳士を甘く見んな。つうか、どう見てもへばってるお前を走らせるわけにはいかねえっての。
Well, if you got caught, he would just stop anyways, so it doesn't matter if this makes him slower. It's just like Lupin to say something like this, and I smile. Lupin skillfully avoids anyone else on board and we continue moving. For now, it doesn't seem like anyone has seen us.
よし、今んとこ順調だな。まずは他の連中と合流。それから脱出だ。
Is everyone else here too?
おう。理由はそれぞれだが、みんな心配してたぜ。
I nodded his kind speech. I feel a tiny warmth in the bottom of my heart. Then at the same time, this warmth helps me make a certain decision.
さて、こんだけでかい船だ。脱出用の装置くらい。
I interrupt Lupin as he speaks. Lupin, I want you to let me down.
ん？遠慮すんな。俺なら平気だ。
What decision have you come to? His kind words make it all the more painful, and I squeeze his arm slightly. Please, let me down. He must have noticed my serious tone of voice. He's just still running. He slowly puts me down as the running fades off into the distance. His look is questioning and silent, and I open my mouth to speak. There's something I want to tell you. I know there isn't much time, but I fall quiet for a while, dreading having to say these words. Dreading. The Nautilus shakes yet again. There's probably still an intense battle raging outside. Many people are trying to bring down the Nautilus, and my friends are trying to save me. They're all fighting in a desperate battle against this flying fortress. And she's going to come out and say some bad news. Thank you for coming to save me. When I finally do speak, the words that come out are painfully plain. I was so happy to see you again. It moved me to tears, but I look straight into his eyes, and though my voice almost gives way, I'm able to speak with strength. I can't come with you. I feel the heat of the horologium. This sinister heat will soon change me into a force that will destroy the world.
どういうことだよ。
I already know the choice that she makes too in the choices. I guess it's coming up soon. Yeah, like right now. He looks at me with an expression that borders on annoyance. I know, right? He comes to save me. She's like, I'm not going. And I think it's we can't tell him the reason, so we're going to tell him the reason first because it's not a bad end. I'm going to become a monster. That's why I can't come with you.
なんだよ、まだそんなこと言ってんのか。いいか、お前は。
No. I cut him off forcibly. I don't mean because of the poison in my body. I look straight into his eyes as I continue speaking. The Horologium's poison is going to become much, much stronger, incomparably stronger than it is now. Lupin simply listens in silence as I desperately try to explain. I struggle to put together the words, and if I say nothing now, then I'll never be able to say it. It would become too strong. I have to stop speaking to pause mid-sentence. It's not just because of the dizziness or the pain that I feel, it's because part of me still wishes that I didn't have to say it. It would become so strong that it would kill everything near me. I want to stop talking and just run off with Lupin. This strong longing almost makes me shut my mouth, but I fight that feeling and continue. And when I say everything near me, I don't just mean a few meters around me. It means everyone fighting the Nautilus and everyone waiting back in London. I'm afraid to look in his eyes and look down to avoid finding out what he might be thinking right now. It would involve all of them. My voice begins to waver slightly. I wanted him to come to my rescue. I wanted him to steal me away from my life just like when we first met, so the two of us could run off somewhere together, but that's exactly why. Thank you for coming for me. Not just this time, thank you for staying by my side through everything. I don't want to lose the person I love because of me, so I selfishly try to distance myself. I was able to become human thanks to you. I tried my best to put on a smile to say these parting words. He's just sitting there listening this whole time. I think that's one thing Lupin is good at. He just listens. He's the ear you need whenever you have something to say. Goodbye, my thief. All I get in response is a prolonged silence. I take one step back, then another, slowly walking away to the distant sound of battle. See when I grab you. Then the moment when I've completely turned my back on him, Lupin firmly pulls me close as if to negate everything I'm trying to do.
何一人で全部決めてんだ。お別れだ。ふざけんじゃねえよ。ホロロギウムがやべえってんなら、命がけでも何でも、そいつをまずはどうにかしてやる。
I think this might go back to, you can't tell him the reason. She probably still tries to leave anyway. So let's go back up, and if not, I'll come back to this. How far is it? Jeez. Okay, can't tell him the reason. I can't tell you why. I'm sorry.
それじゃ納得できねえよ。理由も言えねえってならなおさらな。
He looks right at me.
カルディア、教えてくれ。一体何を考えてる？
She's probably gonna come out and tell him anyway. I can't. There's no way I can get away with not telling him the truth. The Horologium's poison is going to become much, much stronger, incomparably stronger than it is now. So yeah, wow. It joined up much sooner than I thought it would. Lupin simply listens and says, as I desperately try to explain. I struggle to put it together into words, and if I say nothing now, then I'll never be able to say it. I'm gonna go ahead and skip to what he says. Lupin firmly pulls me close as if to negate everything I'm trying to do.
何一人で全部決めてんだ。お別れだ。ふざけんじゃねえよ。ホロロギウムがやべえってんなら、命がけでも何でも、そいつをまずはどうにかしてやる。
Yeah, he'd rather die than lose you. That's what he told Van Helsing.
言っただろうが。俺がお前を思う気持ちは本物だ。毒がなんだ？怪物がなんだ？ んなこと知るかよ。俺はお前を愛してる。
He holds me even tighter now.
愛した女のためなら命かけて当然だろうが。
Oh. Then he quietly exhales a long, silent breath.
一人で何もかも諦める前にもっと俺を頼りやがれ。この大バカ野郎が。
Doofus. There's a soft thump. As Lupin lightly bumps me on the top of my head with his fist, with a smile as if he might start crying at any moment. Aw. But Lupin, I...
なあ、うるせえうるせえ。いいから俺に任せろっての。
Just be quiet.
よく見ろ、よく考えろ。お前の前に立つこの俺を、お前は誰だと思ってる？
The great Arsene Lupin. It's... Lupin looks at me in the face, locking his eyes with mine, and then makes a grand gesture and takes a step away. He strikes a heroic pose.
麗しき泥棒紳士。天下に名高い大泥棒。アルセーヌ・ルパン様だぞ。
It's so adorable. I love the fact that he's got to make this grand pose even for her when announcing himself. He smiles at me.
だからよ、俺を信じろ。何があっても、お前を必ず盗み出してやるからよ。
Now who's the big doofus? That silly little smile on his face. Lupin. There's a sudden booming sound. Before I can comprehend what it is, I think he was shot. Lupin collapses on the spot. Oh no! What? A red puddle begins to spread beneath him. Lupin? Lupin! I try to rush to his side, but Twilight soldiers appear out of hiding and grab my arms. Let go of me! Lupin! Lupin! The soldiers are strong, and no matter how much I struggle, I cannot break free.
見つけたよ、姉さん。
Why do you sound like that again? I thought you were Isaac. He's going to have such a high-pitched, squealy sound. I look around to find the origin of the strange voice. And I see Finn is standing there, tossing aside a smoking gun. I gotta turn down my volume because he's going to get loud, probably.
姉さんは本当に使えないな。せっかく父様が完全な復活を遂げたのに。中途半端に燃料が逃げ出したらダメじゃないか。おかげで父様はまた少しの間お休みだ。
Venice, tell your Twilight underlings to back off. I need to help Lupin.
なんで？必要ないでしょ。だってもう死んでるよ。
Of course he's not. He's Lupin. That's not...
ああ、わかったよ。だったらもう二度と心配しなくていいようにしてあげる。
Venice picks up the gun off the floor and points it at Lupin. What? What are you doing? Stop it, Venice. I beg him, screaming, but to no avail as Venice takes a glance at me. Then I hear another gunshot. The sound echoes over and over, and I shock even myself at the intensity of my own scream. Oh my goodness.
ほら、もう心配いらないよ。
I think when I read this the first time, I was like really freaking out. I'm like, what? Lupin can't die in his own route? What kind of ending is this? No, Lupin! Lupin! He's not dead. Don't worry. There's so much blood. I feel the strength in my body as I look down at the horrible sight. Regret whirls in my mind. If I'd only been able to say goodbye sooner, if I'd only gone off on my own sooner, Lupin wouldn't have had to die. If only I hadn't wanted to live a life with him.
行くよ、姉さん。
Slap him. The half-broken Finnis invites me to come along. I no longer have the strength to resist. No, you need to slap him. Oh my goodness. Just as Lupin is shot right before Cardia's eyes, a different story is coming to its conclusion in another part of the Nautilus. We're going to go to the friends now. Get it,
ようや
Impy.
く見つけた。
さすが天才技師の俺、目的の場所をズバッと発見。
They stand in the Nautilus central engine room. This place, located in the central part of the ship, is what they've been looking for. Impy's objective is to take back the gravity alleviator. Victor is to destroy the Zectarian weapon. They're up against Nemo, the keeper of these objects, as well as 10 Twilight soldiers. The two are currently in the middle of a confrontation with them.
私にゆかりのある君たち二人がこうも都合よく揃うとは。君たちのその頭脳、その技術、私のもとで生かしてみる気はないかね。
I'm like, I know he's not going to insult them. It's the greatest engineer and the greatest scientist, according to him.
私の思い描く未来は素晴らしい。アイザック先生がよみがえり、世界は変革し、すべてが変わってゆく。共に科学の素晴らしさを愚かな世界に知らしめようではないか。
While Nemo speaks animately, Victor responds coolly.
科学は悲劇を生むためのものじゃない。悪いけど、僕は協力できない。これ以上ジクテリウムを使うつもりなら、力ずくでも君を止めてみせる。
俺もお断りだね。あの装置はこんなくだらない兵器を飛ばすためにあるんじゃねえ。もっと希望とロマンにあふれた月に行くためのものだからな。
Everyone has their own past, their own reasons. Promises exchanged with someone. Vows made to themselves. And although their objectives may be different, Victor and Impy stand before their enemy, both with unwavering purpose. Nemo, he's like...
私を否定するのか。残念だ。ああ、残念だ。君たちならば科学の素晴らしさ、世界の愚かさを共感できると思ったのに。
Oh my goodness. As Nemo shouts in frustration, more Twilight soldiers rush in. Victor and Impy stand ready to fight.
行くよ、インピー。この戦い、絶対に負けられない。
当然、頭脳派コンビの恐ろしさ、がっつり教えてやるっつうの。
They start running, moving perfectly in synchronization. Elsewhere. Away from his comrades, Saint Germain is standing alone in the outer hull of the Nautilus. He is filled with certainty. He is sure in this great battle his own role is quite different from those of his teammates, for Saint Germain's enemies are not the likes of Finis Nemo or even Isaac. His enemies are, in a way, even more difficult to deal with than Isaac. They are the guides of destiny, the controllers of history idea. That's his enemies.
来ましたか。
I thought they were working with him. He notices something high above him, cutting its way through the night. He darts out of the way as a strangely shaped sword smashes into the spot where he had been standing a moment before. Why is Guinevere fighting him? I thought they were working together. Then a knight in gleaming armor appears as if melting out of the darkness. It is the beauty Guinevere, who in the past led the Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur to destruction. The strongest apostle in all of ideas stands before him, ready to stop him with all her might.
表向きは彼女を助けると言っておきながら 戦いの中で全てを壊してしまう。オムニブスの考えそうなことです。
ええ。けれどまずはあなたを撃つのが先。放っておいては必ず邪魔をするでしょう。
They still want to kill Cardia. He nods at her quiet question.
よくご存知で。
黒死病での失敗をまた繰り返そうというの。
Her accusation brings back the memories of that hell in his mind, the hell he himself had created. But
だからといって諦めることが正しいとは言いたくありません。間違っていると一方的に決めつけ、それを切り捨てる。私にはそれが絶対とは思えない。
それがあなたのたどり着いた結論。羨ましいわね。私はまだ何も見出せていないのに。
can you imagine if this was his resolve and his route? It'd be a totally different route. Whenever begins running at Saint Germain, clearly indicating that the decision is over. Saint Germain swings his own blade wide to block her attack. The two collide. So what are you looking for, Finis? Van Helsing stares at the person in front of him, keenly aware of the pain in his arm as he breathes shallowly. The figure leaning against the wall has a satisfied smile, despite the deep wound he has sustained. Oh.
大したものだ。
I guess that makes sense. But why are you here? You went against Finis and Saint Germain's route, so why are you on his side now?
十分な数の兵士の相手をさせ、注意を引いたところで、私が隙をついて、そう思っていたのだが。侮っていたよ。私が育て上げた、お前の実力を。
So can he not turn him to his side without conditioning him towards Cardia? Conditioning his anger? I guess not. And Helsing narrows his eyes slightly. He is still stricken by disbelief.
本当なのか。何がだね。今、お前が話したことのすべてだ。ああ、もちろんだよ。今まで私を騙し続けていたことも、家族を人質に取ったのはフィーニスではなくお前だったことも。その通りだ。
His gun in his hand trembles. He resists with great difficulty in giving into his anger and pulling the trigger.
なぜだ。なぜそこまでする必要がある。お前は一体私に何を求めている。強いて言うなら理解者だな。理解者。これまで私は誰にも理解されなかった。私は悪であり、この世界の誰も私の心を理解できはしないだろう。
Maybe he should try not being evil.
寂しかったんだよ、バン。私は仲間が欲しかった。バカな。そのためだけに私を騙し、吸血鬼たちを殺させたのか。そんなことのために私の家族を殺したのか。
Van Helsing's shout echoes through the room. As the ensuing silence sets in, Alistair smiles.
私を殺せ。エイブラハム・バン・ヘルシング。自衛のためではなく、戦う意志のない者を憎しみから殺す。
Alistair looks at Van Helsing, his eyes filled with a quiet hope.
お前のその手が血で汚れた時、きっとお前は分かってくれるはずだ。私の孤独、私の悲しさを。
Van Helsing stares at Alistair. His finger tenses on the trigger of his gun. Finally, he lowers his weapon.
殺さないのか。
され。
私が憎いはずだろう。
血に汚れた手では仲間たちの元には帰れない。それだけのことだ。
Alistair slowly shuts his eyes, then heaves a long sigh before he speaks again.
残念だよ、バン。あと少しだったというのに。これでまた私は一人だ。
Alistair begins walking away, dragging his wounded body. He turns his back on Van Helsing, leaving him completely unprotected, as if begging to be shot in the back. Was the decision he made correct? Was he right to choose those close to him now instead of revenge? Van Helsing has no way of knowing the answers to his questions. I think so. I think revenge would still just eat at you. Where are we going to now? Back to Cardia? As the sounds of explosions echo in the distance, the dull numbness takes over his broken limbs. Oh, it's probably Lupin. All of this takes place within an enormous flying fortress, the Nautilus. That's Alistair. Alistair drags himself down the shuddering hallway.
我ながら手ひどくやられたものだ。
The battle earlier, there's no mistaking what he's feeling. Broken bones, wounds inflicted in the confrontation. More explosions go off in the distance. The British forces are continuing their attacks despite the great disparity in the power between them and the Nautilus. Perhaps the Queen's fleet is being protected by some mysterious power. Their persistence gets even a realist like Alistair to consider irrational options.
さて、この状況。アイザックは一体どうするつもりかな。
The genius scientist Isaac Beckford, the man who single-handedly turned Britain into the world's greatest military nation, Alistair decided to work for him from the time he'd heard the man's ideals. Isaac plans to spread everlasting hatred throughout the world. It's a great evil that not even the worst villains in history were able to pull off. To think that he would be able to witness this feat coming to fruition with his own lifetime.
ああ、実に素晴らしい。
That's why he cannot let anything stand in the way of his triumph. He must eliminate everyone who tries to stand in Isaac's way. Well, you just let Van Helsing go, so I don't understand that.
侵入者を排除した暁には、ぜひ見てみたいものだ。恐怖と混乱に満ちた、どこまでも美しい世界よ。
悪というものは正義と表裏一体の存在だと私は思う。
Sholmes, what are you doing? Even as the battle rages outside, a sudden voice interrupts Alistair's reverie.
悪も正義もその場所その時代で大きく定義が異なる。一方の正義が他方にとって悪であるなど議論する間もなく当たり前の話だ。だが
The voice stops for a moment. Alistair quietly raises his head and turns his gaze on the figure walking towards him.
だがこの世には誰にとっても悪と呼ぶしかない絶対の悪とでも言うべき存在がいる。そう、君のことだよ。ジミー・アレスター。いや、私にとってはこう言った方が親しみ深いね。ジェームズ・モリアーティ。
まさかこんなところで 懐かしい顔と再会することになろうとは。
I think this is what continues on in Sholmes' route in the fan disc. I totally forgot he was known by another name. Alistair looks at the man standing there with surprise. Then he greets him quietly, like welcoming an old familiar friend.
君と会うのも、もうどれくらいぶりとなるか。
Oh, I remember now who he is to him. Okay.
久しいな、名探偵。しばらく見なかったから、てっきり死んだと思っていたよ。
犯人を捕らえ損ねたままでは死ぬに死ねない。探偵とはそういうものさ。
Alistair's lips twist into a smile.
それでわざわざ空の上まで私を追ってきたというわけか。名探偵シャーロック・ホームズ。
Sherlock Holmes and James Moriarty. The two arch rivals exchange warm greetings and share a smile. It's true they are old acquaintances. After all, one of them is the greatest detective of all time and the other history's greatest criminal.
ここ最近ロンドンで起きていたいくつもの凶悪事件。その裏側に君の存在を感じ取った私はずっとその足跡を追っていた。
名前を変えてまでかね。それはまた熱心なことだ。
ホームズの名前はどうしても無駄に目立つからね。面倒も多かったが、おかげでこうして君を追い詰めることができた。
エルロック・ショルメ。なるほど。シャーロック・ホームズをアナグラムした名前というわけか。しかし君にしてはいささか芸のない偽名と言えるのではないかね。
君も人のことは言えないだろう。ジミー・ A ・アレスター。
Holmes smiles faintly.
まあ君の名がアレスターでもモリアーティでも構わない。大切なのは君がロンドンで起きた事件の大半に関わっていたという事実のみ。あまたの配下を手足のように操り、次々と相手を蹂躙していく。君はまさに犯罪界のナポレオンだ。今ここで私は君に裁きを下すよ。
Holmes silently glares at Moriarty, who is badly injured.
裁きか。私を捕らえる気かね。それとも
私は君の教え子と違い甘くはないよ。政府の許可は受けている。法の正義に基づいて私は君を殺す。
Holmes' eyes are bright and clear as he looks over his old nemesis. However, Moriarty simply shrugs and shakes his head.
何かおかしいかな、モリアーティ。
いや何、君が随分と残念そうな顔をするなと思ってね。
宿敵を葬ろうと言うんだ。一抹の寂しさぐらいは感じるさ。特に君の起こす事件は私にとって挑みがいのあるものばかりだった。君のいないロンドンはきっとつまらなくなるだろうな。
Less interesting. Moriarty slowly savors these words, the closest Holmes would ever come to admitting that he would miss his enemy's crimes. Then, unable to resist any longer, a smile carves its way into his deeply wrinkled face.
そうか。そうだったんだな。
何がだね。
いや、私はこの世界にたった一人だと思っていた。我が身に秘めた悪を理解することなど誰にもできないと思っていた。だがどうやらそうでもなかったらしい。
Moriarty thinks to himself, this man, Holmes, is the same as me. Chasing after those cases, looking into the dark side of humanity, has caused Holmes's heart to naturally be drawn to darkness. At this realization, Moriarty looks upward through the sky, though the sky cannot be seen from here, and smiles in high spirits.
ホームズ君、君が言った通りだよ。正義と悪、光と闇は表裏一体。ああ、まさか一番遠いと思っていた君を一番近くに感じる日が来ようとは。
Moriarty smiles from the bottom of his heart.
いいだろう、ホームズ君。私の人生に幕を下ろすべきは君を置いて他にない。
遺言はそれだけかね。
君に殺されるなら満足だよ。
そうか。
Holmes smiles, then slowly bows to Moriarty one last time.
起こす事件の善悪を別とすれば、君との駆け引きは何よりも楽しかったよ、モリアーティ。
ありがとう。最大の賛辞だよ、ホームズ。
Holmes smiles, then draws a gun from his jacket. The gunshot bringing the death knell of a criminal mastermind's life echoes through the flying fortress. Back to Cardia.
さあ、着いたよ、姉さん。最後の仕上げを始めよう。
Lupin. All I can see in my mind is the image of Lupin lying on the floor. I should have given up long ago. I should have thrown my hopes away and killed myself sooner. All the people I care about keep dying, when the cause of it all, me, is allowed to go on living. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lupin. That's when it happens. Something within my body begins to change. Ah! The horologium pulsates violently, making me think that my entire body is shaking.
とうとう訪れたんだ、この時が。
My body jerks back and forth, pulled every which way by the ceaseless pulsing. An unspeakable horror begins to eat away at my body. Snap.
ついに幕が上がる。完全な怪物によるコードリアライズの序章。今ここに新たな創生が始まるんだ。
Why do you have to yell? My goodness. Ah! Despite what's going on, I really like this image. It's pretty. Heat and shock build up in my body, which is beginning to glow. Oh no. Red, yellow, and blue lights dart around in my fuzzy vision.
父様、見て、僕を見て。僕は役に立ったでしょう。
His voice echoes sadly.
だから僕のことを、僕を愛して。
getting brighter. Oh no. The poison completely overtakes my body. Oh no. What image is this? I don't remember it. There is no more pain, and I feel lighter. Her hair turned white. I forgot about this. But there is a new strange sensation. My blood flows through my body to an eerie pulse. The stone in my chest that demands my attention is now something surpassing the horologium, the philosopher's stone. You know what? I don't think I will use the CG from the intro. Yeah, it's nice and sweet and it has Lupin in it, but I think this image would certainly make you anxious to read it. At least if I saw this, I'd be like, oh, what is that? what is happening? And I see in my peripheral vision that my hair is no longer chestnut brown, but is shining silver. Cardia has undergone a dramatic change that can be felt even without laying eyes on her. She is the beginning of the end. She is the key to code realize. I have two CGs now. One with the stone, one without the stone. I don't know. And an unparalleled monster who will destroy everything. Is this me?
実に美しい。
See, she's not a monster. Look how gorgeous she is. The voice that quietly speaks to me is not the static-filled voice from earlier. Father? No, Isaac.
カルディア、私の愛しい娘。ようやく完成してくれたのだね。今のお前はまさに神の心臓にふさわしい。一見では怪物となど思えぬよ。
Monster, because she's not. What he says finally makes me remember. Now that I am a monster, I will spread disaster upon the world. I poison, because of it, everyone is going to die.
慌てることはない。この部屋にある私の体は、お前のホロロギウムの力や毒素を吸い取る。
Well, that would have been useful to know way ahead of time.
ノーチラスの乗組員には、まだ少しの間働いてもらわなければならないからな。
For a little while, he said, that must mean...
だが、それも長くは持たん。やがてお前の毒は際限なく強まり、私の体を用いても止めることができなくなる。正真正銘、死をまき散らす怪物が出来上がるだろうな。
No.
だが安心するがいい。その段階に入る前に、すべてを終わらせよう。
Isaac sighs and looks down at his hand, Finis's hand.
それにしても、最後まで騒々しい人形だった。余計なことばかりをしてくれる。所詮は出来損ないか。
His voice is so plain and casual. I wonder if we're going to learn about Finis in this one, or if that's going to be in the fan disc as well. I thought we knew something of Finis in this one. It can't all be, like half of my memory of this game can't be in the fan disc. How could you say that? I forget what has just transpired and feel the anger rising in me. Finis wanted so much for you to love him. He was trying to complete Code Realize for your sake. And you?
それが何だというんだ。あれは私が作り出したものだ。ものが作り手のために働くのは当然のことだろう。
You're wrong. Me and Finis, even though we might be fake and artificial, we are both unmistakably alive. We think and we suffer. Our lives may have been different, but they were lives. You would trample all over them just to fulfill your desires. You're much more of a monster than either of us ever were.
本当に何故にこうも厄介な人格が育つのだろうな。
Annoying personalities. I'm sure your real daughter had just an annoying personality. Everyone gets annoyed every once in a while of people.
所詮お前もまがいものか。もう用済みだ。お前に埋まる賢者の石、今ここで取り出してやろう。
Is Lupin going to make another grand entrance? In an instant, wires of all different sizes stretched forward from Isaac's main body.
最初から何も望まなければ、これほど苦しむことはなかったものを。
That's why he tried to keep her locked up, so she didn't become annoying.
何も知らず、何も求めず、孤独に全てを諦めていればよかったのだ。お前は怪物なのだから。
I'm
生まれてきたお前の苦しみを全て終わらせてやろう。
It's your fault. So this is the save point to the two ends, and we're going to do a save file. And the one going into the true end is stay strong. Okay, this is a bad end. The bad end is give up. So I should have created a save file on Lupin's choice, because choosing the other one is what goes down the normal end. I actually don't remember which one I chose. They both say the same thing. I can't let him know that I'll become a monster. I can't tell him that reason. I'll have to go back and look at it now. I might have chosen the wrong thing, which it'll just lead to a different ending, but we're doing all the endings separately at the end anyway. We're going to stay strong. I won't give up. Nani? I know all too well that I shouldn't exist, but I don't want to give up on this life that Lupin saved for me. That's why I've decided that until the very end, until all hope is truly lost, I will continue to fight back.
させんよ。お前に自由などもうないのだから。
Denied. I tried to resist, but at the next moment, I'm entangled by the enormous wire web and lifted high into the air. Yeah.
さあ、私と一つになろう。カルディア。
His main body emits a white light. There shouldn't be anything within the orb, and yet its surface is now covered in waves like it is covered in water. The wires lift me up and bring me closer to the globe. He's going to absorb you. The impossible watery surface swallows me. Oh no. No, Lupin, you better hurry. Oh, is this where we're going to learn of the backstory now? I hear the sound of treetops rustling in the wind, the sound of birds chirping. Warm sunlight shines down upon me, weaving through the leaves and branches. It's like a scene out of a painting. When I come to, I'm standing in a forest filled with this strange beauty. What am I doing here? I suddenly hear footsteps approaching, crunching through the grass. A young woman approaches me. I'm too shocked by the change in scenery to step out of her way. Oh, she walks right through me, or into me, but then she simply passes through my body. I'm surprised by this impossibility and turn around hastily. The woman keeps walking, completely oblivious to what had just happened. Am I a ghost? I finally realize the reason everything feels so wrong. I can't feel the weight of myself standing on the ground. I can't feel the wind brushing against my skin. I can't feel anything. What does it all mean? Is this a dream? My mind is too clear for it to be a dream.
僕は王立教会に行こうと思う。
As I stand there in thought, I hear a man's voice. I've heard that voice before. It's a bit lighter and gentler than the voice in my memory. But a man is standing in front of the woman who had walked through me.
新しい科学の道を追求したいんだ。魔術と科学の壁を取り払い、双方の良いところを組み合わせる。
とても難しいことだと思うけど、成功したら君をロンドンに呼び寄せたいと思ってる。つまりだから待っててほしいんだ。必ず迎えに行くから。どうして笑うんだよ。
なんだか閉まらないと思っただけ。
She smiles gently.
いいんじゃない？あなたらしいわ。
それじゃあ。
わかった。いつまででも待ってるわよ、アイザック。
Isaac. I see. This must be inside Isaac's memory. I've been absorbed into his mind. It only makes sense then that I would be able to see his memories like this. As I become more aware of the situation and begin to hear a ringing noise, then I blink, and in the next instant the scenery around me has changed again. This, a cold, sad story. A story about how a man came to be consumed by fate. Monologue time. Once Isaac arrived in London, his talents were quickly brought to light by his time in the Royal Society. He was able to create effective uses for materials that had previously been deemed worthless. He developed cures for diseases said to be incurable. He continued stirring up the scientific community through his discoveries and inventions, all at a young age. However, while he found immense success, he never let himself be blinded by pride. He never forgot to work hard and to be kind, and was a pious man who worshipped God on his days off. That was the fundamental core of who Isaac Beckford was as a young man. That is why so many loved him, even as they feared him. Eventually, his talent and character were brought to the attention of the nation. As promised, he sent word to the woman waiting for him in the countryside, and they had a humble wedding. The two looked immensely happy as they vowed their eternal love to one another in modest formal wear. Isaac was promised a comfortable life recognized by the government, but one day Isaac abandons this life. He had contributed enough to the advancement of science. If he were to stay any longer, he would become a hindrance, holding back the aspirations of other scholars. Science needs more than just a single genius to help raise the world. It needs the cooperation of all manner of minds. Isaac places his faith in the growth of his colleagues and decides that he himself will help those who are closest to him. He comes to this decision when he and his wife welcome twins into their family. He leaves the Royal Society behind, though he is still sought after by many. His new place of residence is in a famine-stricken village. Isaac continues using his own research to save the villagers. He works tirelessly to change the quality of life for those in the village. His wife was understanding of his work, and his children, Cardia and Lupin, were both healthy and growing. His research comes to fruition, and the village slowly recovers. The villagers see Isaac as a savior and thank him from the bottom of their hearts. Compared to London, life here is far less comfortable. Still, everyone looks happy. All is going well. At least it does on the surface. 2 years into his life in the village, the gears begin to spin out of control. The famine returns especially hard, and even Isaac is unable to resolve the food shortage. The villagers who had become completely reliant on Isaac at this point were confused that he could not fix the problem. One man can't fix all your problems. Claims began to surface that he had been using the devil's tricks to forcibly increase the previous year's harvest. Oh my goodness. That would explain why God is angry now and is punishing this village. They're way too superstitious. They begin to blame Isaac for the famine, but Isaac hadn't given up. He tries desperately to find a way to ease the famine and gave up his personal fortune to devote himself to research. He never realizes that the villagers' suspicions were coming to a head. I know, there's crazy people. That day, Isaac has gone back to London to get a hold of some documents for his research. That's when everything goes downhill. He gets what he needs and returns home even more motivated to make things work. But when he returns home, only tragedy awaits. The smell of iron is so strong it's suffocating. His family lies in pools of blood on the floor. His wife has suffered a countless number of stab wounds. The twins are badly burned. His children cry out in pain, and his wife is barely breathing. But they're still just barely alive. If they can receive the proper treatment, they might still survive. He rushes out asking one of his neighbors to lend him a horse. However,
お願いします。馬を貸してください。妻と子が死にそうなんです。このままでは。誰か助けてください。誰か。
his pleas fall on deaf ears. Some even try to send him away by throwing rocks at him. He continues to plead with them, even while being pelted with stones. But it all comes to nothing. His wife eventually stops breathing, and his children's cries cease.
なんでこんなことに。
He doesn't understand what went wrong. Did he choose the wrong day to leave home? Or even before that, had it been a mistake to try to use the power of science to save others? His mind is filled with regret and anger. He continues to rage for some time. After that night, Isaac Beckford is a changed man. He returns to the Royal Society and once again devotes himself to the advancement of science. His theories and techniques get sharper, and nobody other than Isaac himself is able to keep up with his grand ideals. The great Isaac Beckford has gone mad. Rumors about him begin to fly. Isaac himself ignores them, not caring if his work is misunderstood by lesser minds. The noble and kind man he had once been is nowhere to be seen. As he pursues and masters every known area of study, he increasingly laments the foolishness of mankind. No matter how many miracles of science he can demonstrate, no matter how much he advances their lives, everything that he does goes to waste because of the people who utilize it. Humans who are responsible for the progress of science are incapable of keeping up with its growth. If that's the case,
こんな世界作り直してしまえばいい。
oh my goodness. He's like, y'all can't keep up with me. I want to just create a world who can't. He begins to plot, scheming how to revolutionize the world. Humanity must leave the hands of a god who has stood by idly and start walking on their own. Code Realize is the name of his operation to bring his ideals to life. An unending evolution of science fueled by eternal war. But this, it's a forged goal created as a result of looking away from his true intentions. What he really wants to bring his kids back to life, right? That's what I got out of this. A dream? I wake up and find myself in a familiar room. I'm sitting in my seat in the center of the room as usual. I feel like I've been having a very strange dream, a very sad and frightening dream. And there's no use in getting caught up in thinking about dreams. I should get up now. Get up? For what? Waking up won't change anything. I'll just be here doing nothing, waiting for Vala to return to meet me here. There's no reason for me to wake up. Should I go back to sleep? Oh, she's got like a blue and a green eye too, just like her dad does now, her ascended dad. As far as I know, I should have been asleep all this time, but my mind and body are both strangely exhausted. I wonder why. I know I'm a monster and that I'm filled with a poison, but I don't want to think about it anymore. It's just as Balder said, I should stay here alone. I shouldn't seek love. That way I don't have to endure anything that might hurt me. As long as I shut myself in here, I won't hurt anyone and I won't be hurt. So I won't... Who could it be? To come visit me all the way here, could it be someone from the outside? Stop it. I'm just so tired. Please don't wake me. Please don't let me hurt you. If I sleep here, I'll never wake up. So just let me.
それでいいのですか?
That sounds like Lupin. The voice I hear is strange. I know it's coming from beyond the door, but it sounds so close.
本当にそれがあなたの望み?
Yeah, that does sound like Lupin. Yes, I want this. This way no one will ever get hurt.
嘘つけ、アホ.
I look up as the voice suddenly becomes harsh.
それは望みじゃねえ。ただの義務感だ。本当はそうじゃねえだろ。
But
いいかお嬢さん。俺が望む答えはたった一言。
you're only allowed to say one thing.
お前が心から叶えたいと思う願いだよ。
A wish. The word makes my heart restless. I feel like someone said something similar to me long ago. What was that? What was it? Telling you my wish won't solve anything.
口にしなきゃ始まらねえぞ。ご安心を、お嬢さん。どんなに無茶無謀な願いでも、この私めが叶えてみせましょう。この世界一の回答に盗めぬものはございません。
I'm sure there's probably a couple things.
さあ、声を上げろよ、カルディア。俺はいつだってお前の手を取る準備ができてる。
That's right. How could I have forgotten his name? Lupin! My wish. I want to see you. I want to touch you.
承知しました。美しいお嬢さん。
Everything about this just makes me smile. It's like a beautiful, happy ending fairy tale.
アルセーヌ・ルパンの名にかけて、その願い、必ずや。
The door opens and light shines into the darkness. I extend my hand as someone I can't see takes it firmly. He's got you. Trying to keep hold of his hat too, I guess.
よう、お姫様。ずいぶんと深い眠りだったじゃねえか。
Lupin! Am I still dreaming?
おいおい、人を勝手に夢の住人にすんな。ご覧の通り、しっかり生きてるぜ。お前こそ、よく手を伸ばしてくれた。
I totally forgot the CG even existed. I just heard your voice, and I wanted to touch you.
そりゃ光栄。遅くなって悪いな。
Don't worry, you'll get to touch him.
不肖アルセーヌ・ルパン。奪われた愛しい姫を取り返しにここまでやってまいりました。
How dare you let her be stolen from you?
私の愛しい人。もう決してあなたを離しません。
Yes. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for you, Lupin. Aww. He lands gracefully and gently lowers me to the floor. His agility and grace are exactly as I remember. He doesn't appear to even be hurt at all. Lupin, didn't you get shot?
逃げ技、騙し技ならお手のもんってな。まあ、種明かしすると、インピー特製超薄型防弾チョッキのおかげだ。
A bulletproof vest?
おう、ご丁寧に血のりが吹き出すおまけ付き。衝撃で気絶はしちまったが、大したことねえよ。
I let myself feel relief for a moment, but I see my own hair out of the corner of my eye as I nod, and recent events snap back into my attention. Okay. Lupin, don't come near me, run! If you stay, my poison will kill you.
待て待て、落ち着け。よく見ろ。俺は溶けてもねえし、苦しんでもねえだろ。強くなったお前の毒が働いてるなら、とっくにあの世行きだっての。
Oh, but how?
もちろんそれは説明してやるが、 ちょっと見ない間に髪色がずいぶん様変わりしたな。
Do you like it?
元の色も良かったが、今のは今ので似合ってるぜ。
Well, at least he's honest. If you're lying, that can't be true. This unnatural color is only more proof that I've become a monster.
そうか？俺にはどんな宝石より魅力的に見えるけどな。お前は綺麗だ。怪物なんかじゃねえ。俺の世界一のお宝だ。
He knows exactly what to say, doesn't he? Oh, thank you.
さて、このままラブロマンスとしゃれ込みたいところだが、
But
敵前じゃそうもいかねえよな。
oh yeah, that guy. That's right. I got carried away and completely forgot where we were.
大した手際だ。アルセーヌ・ルパン。怪盗を名乗るだけのことはある。
He's just watching as they get all lovey-dovey with each other.
安易に盗っ人呼ばわりしたこと、この場で謝罪させてもらおう。
Yeah, you better apologize.
そりゃどうも。ま、お前に褒められたところで少しも嬉しくねえけどな。
生きているということを知らせず、隠密行動をとっていたのは、彼女を最悪の怪物から元に戻すためか。
ご名答。苦労したぜ。何度も飛び出しそうになるのをこらえるのにな。
What are you talking about?
単純な仕組みだ。賢者の石、もとい、ホロロギウムは莫大なエネルギーを生む代償に毒が発生するんだろ。だったら逆のことをすればいい。アイザックが賢者の石の力を欲しているなら悩むことはねえ。いくらでもくれてやれ。お前にはほんの少し生きていけるだけの力が残ればいい。
Oh.
分の悪い賭けをするものだな。ほんの少しタイミングを間違えるだけで彼女は命を落としたかもしれないというのに。
だが最も有効な賭けでもあった。俺がこいつと生きていくためにはな。
But the Philosopher's Stone makes endless energy. It's going to build up, and I'll just become a monster again.
その心配はない。
Surprisingly, the one who addresses that concern is Isaac.
永久機関としての機能はほぼ私が手中に収めている。お前の身に残されているのは元の毒素程度。いや、それ以下だろう。未だ宿る毒素も数度か使えばすぐ底が尽きる。
What happened to she'll just keep releasing poison until you can no longer contain it into your body? I don't understand how it just like changes all of a sudden. This is what I didn't understand in the first playthrough either, and I'm trying to understand it now. I don't understand how she went from being able to kill everyone to now it just doesn't exist.
俺としちゃ完全な無毒化まで持っていきたかったんだけどな。
何もかもそううまくいかぬのが世の中というものだよ、泥棒くん。そして今この時をもって私の宿願は達成された。
No. This is no time to celebrate. If Isaac does have the power of the Philosopher's Stone in his grasp, then he can finally set his plans in motion.
私はこれより神として未曾有の戦果を引き起こそう。人は争いの中、天井に至る進化を遂げていく。今ここにコードリアライズは成し遂げられた。
Dun dun dun. His main body begins to shine brightly as he speaks. The first cries of this newly born god only fill me with fear. Lupin, you can't let him...
神ねえ響きだけは大行だがアイザックさんよどうやらあんたの無限の知識は毒の代わりに慢心を与えるみたいだなでかい目的に目を奪われて足元をおろそかにしちゃ本末転倒だぜ
何
カルディア俺の体にしっかり捕まってろ
Did Impy succeed? I don't know what he intends to do now, but... Alright, I'm going to trust him. I don't even feel a sliver of doubt. Because the changes of Arsene Lupin failing are... 0.
目かっぽじってよく見てなこのアルセーヌ・ルパンが作り出す一世一代の大舞台をな
Please snap. Always 0. More CGs. Lupin has like tons of CGs. Maybe that's not a CG. He snaps his fingers loud and clear, and a blast of explosive flames ignite. The explosions go off in a number of places around the room. I think this is all staged with like his friends to go off at an exact time to make it look like he's putting on a show for him.
俺から離れるなよカルディアじゃなきゃ吹っ飛ばされるぜ
Alright. The flames burst forth in massive blossoms of flower that consume the entire room. In a matter of seconds, pillars of flame are lighting up the dim room. The wires, which are Isaac's weapon, are scattered about as well. The main focus of the explosions, however, is... Isaac's main body. Perhaps it's because the damage he's taken, but Isaac seems unable to control his body very well.
Arsene Lupin 貴様は一体何を
なーに大切なお嬢さんをもらい受けるんだ手土産を用意しただけだぜお父様
That's funny. Just called him father. I'm taking your daughter's hand in marriage, so I'm giving this is your gift, father.
爆弾つちょいと過激な手土産をな
バカなその程度の細工に私が気づかぬはずがない
Wow, that's funny. He just announced his intentions to marry her right in front of her. I wonder if she's going to notice.
だからてめえは足元が見えてねえって言ってんだ
With this cynical remark, Lupin takes the spare bomb from under his cloak. But it's unlike any other bomb that I've ever seen. It looks like a lump of soil wrapped in a burlap.
この爆弾は機械仕掛けも何もねえただの火薬と発火剤の塊さ今じゃもう忘れられてる前時代の遺物だよだからこそ機械に頼りきりのあんたに感知できるはずがねえ
バカなそんなもので
認めろよアイザックあんたは自分が切り捨てた人の技術に負けたんだ
おのれ分かっているのか貴様は今尊き世界の完成を潰そうとしているのだぞ
あいにくと俺は神様に手引かれなきゃ歩けないほど子供でもねえんだ俺は自分の足で歩かせてもらうぜこいつと一緒にな
Isaac, I agree with Lupin. Humans I might be foolish. But the happiness you lost, you were human when it came to you, weren't you? So I think it's a mistake to reject it all. Isaac's murderous glare doesn't faze Lupin. Lupin doesn't look away, he just looks a little bit saddened.
終わりにしようぜアイザックそして先生 これが俺たちの決着だ。
Several blasts of heat and sound shake the entire chamber. The creaking of a collapsing globe sounds like an animal in mortal agony. Finis' body, which had been under Isaac's command, falls to the floor. He's probably lost the ability to control it from his main body, but the burning wires start moving towards us. Neither Lupin nor I try to run. He won't last long. We can both sense this somehow. So that's what it was. His true objective, it wasn't the evolution of humanity. It was a miracle that not even a man of his intellect had been able to accomplish, raising the dead. All he ever really wanted was to have his family back. The wire stopped just short of reaching us. Isaac. His main body is silent, unmoving. I try to say something, but I can't find the words. I tightly hold onto Lupin's coat, trying to hold back the feelings that are about to overwhelm me.
愛する者にまた会いたいか。そっちの方がずっとわかりやすかったぜ、アイザック。
Another explosion? Did you do that one too, Lupin?
いや、これは多分賢者の石の暴走だろう。
Out of control?
お前から吸収された力はアイザックの精神を維持するために使われてた。けどアイザックはもういない。行き場を失った力は暴走を始めノーチラスにばらまかれる。そんなすげえエネルギー、いかにノーチラスとはいえ支えきれねえ。過剰駆動で自壊してんだろ。
That means...
いずれ空中分解するってことだ。とっとと脱出を。
What the heck? Someone shooting again? Are you alright, Lupin?
ああ、心配すんな。それより。
He looks ahead of us with a steely gaze. Fitness. Oh no.
よくも。
Oh no.
よくも父様を。
Why do you sound like that still?
ち、まだ動くのかよ。その根性は尊敬するけどよ。
The Nautilus is breaking down. We've both been badly injured. There is a gun by Finis's feet, but it's likely out of bullets.
くそ。船体が安定してりゃ、お前を担いで突っ切ったっつうのに。
逃がさない。絶対に。
No, Finis.
伏せろ、カルディア。
Everyone. The room tilts and I stumble. The shock is so violent that I can feel my feet bounce off the floor. Just as I'm about to fall, Lupin quickly catches me.
くそ。
He clutches me tightly to his chest with one hand as he jumps up and grabs onto the nearest steel pole. What is it?
本格的に船が崩壊してやがる。しかもインピーの野郎、うまくやりやがったな。墜落まで始まってやがる。
It's no longer flying.
ある程度耐えちまえば一旦止まるはず。
But Finis. Unable to reach anything to hang on to, Finis slides down the tiled floor. He is heading towards a gaping hole created when a wall collapsed. Now that the globe contains Finis's mind has been destroyed, the body is the only main thing containing everything that is him. Yeah, if he dies this time, he is dead. If he falls, it's the end for him. Finis will truly die. Lupin, I promise I'll come back.
おい、カルディア。
As he cries out faintly, I push myself away and dash forward without a second thought. She must save her brother. I slide down the floor, pulling myself along any obstacles to speed up as much as I can. Faster, faster! I have to get to him! Even while I'm rushing towards him, Finis slides towards the hole without any resistance. And he spills out into the bottomless sky.
様ごめんなさい。
Finis! Oh, look at that little boyish face of his. He has tears. I got you.
何してるんだ。
Can't you see? I'm pulling you up. Grab my arm, Finis.
無駄だよ。姉さんにはもうホロロギウムの力がない。以前ほど力が強いわけじゃないんだ。
I don't know if it's just my headphones or if it's the actual volume, but everyone else sounds fine, but Finis' voice is very distorted. I hope it's just my headphones. It's breaking the immersion of Finis.
できるわけがない。
I feel like my arm might break off at any minute, but I know all too well that he's right. I'm still going to save you.
いらない。話せよ。父様が死んでしまった。今の僕は役目のない人形。
This is just what he sounds like now. I don't know.
誰にも愛されなかった。人間に憧れる。ただの人形。
Don't say that. I'll love you. Aww. So live, Finis.
どうして。
I know, after everything that he's done to you, he's like, how can you say that? Because you're my brother, you're the only family I have. We fought a lot and we've hurt each other, but it's still not too late to start over. We can both choose to live, Finis. I want to love you. Ah! I can't hold him anymore. My arm is quivering and the strain has gone beyond pain into numbness. But I'll never let go. Finis, hurry.
本当にあなたは出来が悪いな。このままじゃ自分まで落ちるってわからないの。
I won't fall. I'm going to land safely with you.
お断りだね。
Denied. What?
あなたと一緒に生きるだなんてごめんだよ。僕はあなたが大嫌いなんだから。さようなら、僕の姉さん。今までずっと大嫌いだったけど、最後にほんの少し、ほんの少しだけ
Finis! Aww. Goodbye, Finis. We'll see you in the fan disc. Finis falls out of sight. I lunge forward, shouting into the darkness. I almost fall too, but a powerful arm grabs me and holds me tight. If I hadn't already spoiled that Finis is in the fan disc, I probably would have pretended that I didn't know what was going to happen. But he's in the fan disc. There's a story with him. So anyway, Lupin.
お前まで落とすわけにはいかねえよ。
I know, right? He's like, you're not going. I turned away, ashamed, and Lupin sighs.
悲しむのは後だ。まずは生き残れ。全部。それからだ。
Right. There isn't much time left at all. I'll hold back my tears and summon the strength to stand.
かなり傾いちゃいるが、俺が抱えればどうにかなるか。カルディア、今度こそ勝手に離れるんじゃねえぞ。
Don't do that again. Yeah. Oh no. Ah!
カルディア!
Lupin catches me and supports me, keeping me from falling down. But fate is nothing but malicious, as if actively ridiculing us. What had been the walls just moments ago break and fall after one another.
マジかよ!
It's too late. The Nautilus is going through its final stages of destruction.
とうとうこのルパン様もチェックメイトか。
Whatever. Lupin, go without me. You should be able to easily get out of this place without me dragging you down.
お前な!
He's like, I've already told you, you're not leaving. It's fine, I'll make sure I escape too, you're a liar. I want you to believe me and wait for me. I have no intention of giving up, but if the worst were to happen, I'd at least like Lupin to make it out alive. Sigh.
あ! いででででででで。
What the heck? What's wrong?
いや、実はフィニスから撃たれた傷が急に痛み出してよ。ああ、こりゃダメだ。動けそうにねえな。仕方ねえ。俺もここに残る。もう決めた。
You're so faking it. I know you are. What? This is no time for joking around.
だいたいこの部屋はノーチラスで一番頑丈なんだろうし、ここがダメならどこも一緒だろ。だったらあとは運にかけるしかねえ。だから二人で待とうぜ。審判の時ってやつをよ。
Would you be mad if I apologize?
ん？私のためにごめんなさいってか？当然だろ？んなことしたら死ぬまで説教だ。
Until we're both dead. I guess I don't want that. Then, thank you, Lupin. Judgment approaches. Oh no. The ceiling, walls, floor, cracks run through them and everything crumbles and falls away. Soon it will be our turn.
おお、さすがに壮観だな。
It's funny, they're just like sitting here waiting for death. Yeah.
謝れなくなる前に一個言っとくわ。
Huh?
お前との約束、結局守れなくて
Aww.
悪かった。人のぬくもりを教えてやるってあんだけ堂々と言い切ったのにな。かっこ悪いな、俺。
No, that's not true. You've made my wish a reality.
え？
I've always felt warm at your side, so we've already been connected. Aww. We're gonna go through the entire memory of Arsene Lupin. For a long time now, Lupin. We both smile and he takes my hand.
なんだ、お前に慰められて最後まで本当に情けねえな。
Soon I can't feel the floor beneath me, and then we're flying through a raging wind.
でも最後だからよ。俺たちの約束守らせてくれ。
If I'm going to die, I'm going to touch you anyway. His hand gently strokes my hair. There is still poison remaining in my body. My recent transformation has spread the poison to my hair, melting Lupin's glove and burning his skin. However, his smile never leaves his face. Aww. He gently strokes my hair as if he doesn't feel any pain at all. Lupin. He shakes his head. His voice wraps me in kindness but has a firm core of determination.
今、お前に触れたい。お前をもっと感じていたい。心だけじゃ足りねえよ。この手が全部溶けてなくなったって構いやしねえ。俺はお前に触れていたい。
His long fingers tenderly comb through my hair. Then eventually...
なんだ。今更かよ。
He smiles gently.
見ろよ。もう溶けてねえ。お前の毒は今のでラストだ。まさに最後のご褒美ってやつだな。
Oh, yeah, now you can kiss her. Really?
毒がねえなら遠慮する理由なんてなおさらねえな。カルディア、今お前の願い叶えるぜ。
Alright.
長い間伝えられなかったが、それじゃ遠慮なく。
Off the leash.
お前の全部俺がもらうぜ。
He wants all of you. His word, hands, and lips. I feel him with all of me. His kiss is so warm and gentle. It's the warmth I've never felt before, and I want to give him everything I have. Aww. I'll love you all the way to the end of the world.
俺もだよ、カルディア。
As we're falling through the sky. That's funny, that's where it ends. Oh no! What happens? I guess you guys have to find out in the endings. That kind of sucks, but I'm sorry.
張り詰めた心の糸優しくほどけてく柔らかな日差しにただ愛されてるみたい We flowers into colors ephemerally soft tree love from
I can't believe that it doesn't even show you what happens after they fall out of the Nautilus. I can't believe it doesn't show that. Anyway, you guys just have to find out how they got rescued in the endings, or how they died. I don't know. I don't remember if the normal ending is them dying. It probably is. They probably died or went missing. Anyway, well, that is Lupin's route. I was grinning like the whole time. Lupin, oh my goodness, he is such a character. I like him a lot. So yeah, like everything that I'm thinking of, there's so much of Finis's route mixed in with Lupin's in my mind that to me it just became one and the same. Like I have these memories of reading about Cardia and Finis while they're being created in the test tubes, and you see Finis's point of view because it goes to like his memories, and you learn how Finis thinks during all this, or what he thinks during all this, and it's kind of sad actually. And you figure out why he hates Cardia so much, why he thinks his dad never loves him. And I thought all of that was included in Lupin's route, but no, that isn't Finis's route. So now I'm kind of excited to reread that to give you guys some backstory on Finis, since I talked so much about it and we never got to see it. But I'm not even finished with Saint Germain's in the after story, so I gotta keep doing that. I need to record it more than what I have been. Because I was going to do Saint Germain, and then Lupin was asked to be read second, and then I'll probably do Finis's just to give some closure to Finis, I guess. Even though, other than the backstory, Finis's route is kind of boring because it's a brother-sister route. It's not a love route, so that's what I was worried about whenever I first read it. But it's not a love route. It's a happily ever after for, you know, a brother and sister family. And then, of course, there's Sholmes and the rest of them as well. But we have one more episode left for this series. It's going to be Lupin's Endings. And then we are going to go into Cupid Parasite, because Cupid Parasite is still winning. So that is the game that we're going to be playing next, which I'm actually looking forward to. I was okay doing Amnesia as well, but I think I would like to do a comedy now, and I think Cupid Parasite is a comedy. At least in the synopsis it said romantic comedy, so I think reading something that's pretty funny will be a nice change. I'm looking forward to posting Lupin's endings as well, because I like his ending. I like the extra, and I'm going to, well, actually I'm not going to say anything, because what if it's not true and the CG I'm thinking of is not in this? It's in the fan disc. So you know what? The CG I'm thinking of might not even be in there, so we're not going to even talk about it. I was going to say I want to look forward to teasing you guys with the extra image, but it might not even be the image I'm thinking about. It's probably just going to be a boring image. We'll just have to find out when we get to Lupin's Endings. This is Friday night, so I'll be busy Saturday, so I won't even be able to get to record it until Sunday. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below and leave your comments for me to read and respond to, because those are always fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.